What can companies do to address the lack of diversity, the lack of gender diversity?
It's something that we think about clearly all the time because it's a big part of what we do. And let me break it down first of all. I mean, we've seen significant progress at the board level in some parts of the world, in Europe, in the US, with the UK currently at 28%, which was only 14% less than 5 years ago, in the US at 24%. And a lot of that has been driven by the efforts of the likes of the 30% Club, who are a group of chairmen who have come together from listed companies to really influence and pressure other peer chairmen to think about more diverse boards.
Wow.
And really make the call to action and make the change, make it happen. In Asia, sadly, progress is a little slower. In Hong Kong, in Singapore, we're still only at 13%. We only made at less than 1% improvement in the last 2 years. In China, we're only at 10%. In India, in Japan, it's single digits, but we are seeing progress. But what's less encouraging is companies are struggling everywhere globally at the N-1, -2 level. So this is XCOM and 1 and 2 below that.
Yeah.
Every company around the world is struggling to find women at that level. But what's really positive is chairmen and CEOs are working really, really hard at wanting to make this change, trying to drive that change. They want to see more women in senior leadership positions. So they're making a lot of effort around recruiting, developing, and retaining their top female talent. So we are seeing some positive things there. But companies, there's lots of really positive things that are happening out there, and there's loads of examples of companies really championing diversity and actually seeing the real results coming at not just the top level, but layers below that as well. And there's a number of things that companies should be doing, and certainly leaders, and you guys are all leaders in your own business, you need to think about, how can I put these women into P&L positions? And we
P&L positions, P&L positions.
Exactly, and companies need to take the risk, and sometimes it's not a risk, of taking women and putting them into transversal positions. So someone from a functional position, give them a general management role. It doesn't have to be a massive market, it could be a small market, but give them that exposure. We're way behind in terms of the number of women out there, so we have to think about accelerating women's careers much earlier on in their career and not waiting until they've had 15 years of experience, 20, it's not necessary. We should be driving that change much earlier on. And there's lots of examples of companies out there doing that. People like Schneider Electric, people like Pepsi, GE, MasterCard, all of these companies champion diversity and are walking the talk and making the difference. We as women can also do a lot for ourselves. I personally believe we should all be thinking about taking on board roles outside of our day job. By doing that, we bring a whole wealth of experience, knowledge, connectivity back into our day job. And it's also brilliant development. So there's lots of things that companies should be encouraging their top women to be doing. Look, I've been in headhunting for almost 25 years, and I can honestly say that it takes at least 30% more effort to get a woman over the line.
Even if she has got the qualifications?
Even if she's got the qualifications. So I can headhunt a man, he's got 50, or it was mentioned earlier, if he has 50% of what we're looking for, I can promise you he'll put his hand up and go, absolutely, let's go for it, I can do that job. I headhunt a woman, she has 80% of what we're looking for, and I promise you she'll give me a whole host of reasons why. She's not right, she's not ready, and therefore fully qualify herself out of the opportunity. And this isn't a criticism, this is just reality, and therefore we have to be mindful of this. So when we're trying to promote from within, we need to put more encouragement behind those women. And when we're hiring from outside, we need to think about building relationships with these women much earlier on before we actually start the recruitment process.
Thank you. I agree completely.